something feels off at St. James Park. And it's not just on the pitch. It's as if the clock on Newcastle's billion-pound project has stopped, or worse, started running backwards. From afar, everything looks normal. New kit, full stadium, passionate fans, but a closer look reveals the cogs behind the scenes are grinding. Strange decisions, unexpected delays, absence of key leaders, and an uneasy silence from the top. Something is happening and fans might not yet realize the true scale of this change. It's at moments like these that Newcastle supporters feel that familiar tightness in their chest. Not fear, but anticipation. Since the club was bought by Saudi Arabia's public investment fund, nothing seems small in hindsight. Yet lately, the signs have been unclear. While fans expect a leap in ambition, gaps in the club's structure have become increasingly apparent. The longer they wait, the more it seems the focus is shifting, and not exactly in a way fans will welcome. Before we go any further, please leave a like and consider subscribing to the channel. We're always watching the moves the mainstream media overlooks, bringing you coverage that goes beneath the surface. Your subscription really helps us keep this work going. Just click below, it's free and keeps you up to date with everything Newcastle. Back to the matter at hand. With the new season approaching, you'd expect Newcastle's behind the scenes to be buzzing with ambitious plans. Instead, the club finds itself without a CEO, without a sporting director, and possibly on the verge of losing one of its key players. It's no exaggeration to say this is a delicate moment, especially when you realize there's a bigger picture behind these absences, something that goes beyond the pitch and even the walls of St. James Park. And here comes the game-changing revelation. According to an investigation by The Independent, Saudi Arabia's most ambitious plans no longer have Newcastle as the centerpiece. The Tyneside project, once seen as the flagship of Saudi expansion into European football, may be sidelined. The priority now is elsewhere, strengthening local football, raising the profile of the Saudi Pro League, and using sport as a showcase for something much bigger, the Vision 2030 project, which aims to reposition the kingdom's image globally through sport. That's why, while Newcastle struggles to keep names like Alexander Isak, clubs such as Al Hilal are signing Premier League stars on astronomical wages. It's not just about money, it's strategic focus. The same fund that promised to propel Newcastle is investing billions in stadiums, sports broadcasting, tournaments, and stars within Saudi Arabia, the city of Neom, the 2034 World Cup, the LIV golf tournament, Formula One deals. These all point to a new path that may be leaving the English club in the background. Now, take a deep breath and think with me. What does this mean for Newcastle's future? If the club is no longer at the heart of the Saudi project, who will bear the consequences? The absence of key directors and executives, transfer market failures, and difficulties retaining top players are symptoms of something bigger. The foundation of the project is weakening, and this is not lost on those who follow the club with passion like you watching now. Speaking of which, if you haven't subscribed yet, now's a good time. We'll keep following this story closely and bringing updates as soon as new information emerges. Your subscription ensures this content keeps coming to you and the whole Toonami. Also, hit the notification bell, as movements are expected to intensify in the coming weeks and you'll want to be in the know. The current situation has split the fanbase. On one side, those who still believe the PIF can use Newcastle as a prestige showcase, mainly due to the Premier League's global reach. On the other, those who see the current neglect as a clear sign the focus has shifted decisively to Saudi Arabia. Neither side is entirely wrong, but the average fan is right to feel uneasy. The club is on the brink of crucial decisions, and time is running fast. It's impossible to ignore the impact of figures like CEO Darren Eales leaving, a move known internally for 10 months but only recently confirmed. Lack of planning, delays in appointing replacements, and the sense no one is truly in charge create a dangerous vacuum. As we've seen at other clubs, when such a void settles, it's only a matter of time before off-field issues affect performances on it. More worrying still is the risk of losing Isak, one of the squad's most valuable names. According to English media, he has been training apart from the group, a clear sign of strained relations. Sources close to the club suggest salary and valuation disputes lie at the heart of the impasse. At this point, it's hard to understand why Newcastle hasn't resolved this, given the potential negative impact of his departure. If you enjoy this kind of in-depth analysis, don't forget to share the video with other fans. It helps build our community and shows Newcastle deserves coverage that matches its stature. And of course, leave your thoughts below. Does the PIF project still prioritize Newcastle? Or have we been left behind? Meanwhile, the world keeps turning and Saudi Arabia is forging partnerships with the biggest sports organizations on the planet. Its relationship with FIFA has never been closer. President Gianni Infantino frequently appears at Kingdom events. This is no coincidence. With the 2034 World Cup secured, the Kingdom is positioning itself as the global epicenter of sport. In this grand scenario, Newcastle looks increasingly small. But it's not just football. Saudi Arabia is heavily investing in boxing, motorsport, tennis, and even esports. The PIF has taken stakes in companies operating globally across these sectors. The project is clear to transform the country into an entertainment and business hub, diversifying its economy and reducing oil dependence. Football, in this context, is just one piece on a much larger board raising. The question, is Newcastle a priority, or merely a stepping stone? The answer may lie in the transfer market. While clubs like Al Nassr and Al Hilal attract top players and pay huge wages, Newcastle struggles to balance its budget under the Premier League's profitability and sustainability rules. It's a stark contrast, highlighting the difference in approach. One side is playing with the entire board in hand. The other is trying to assemble a puzzle with missing pieces. There's still time for Newcastle to reposition itself. The Premier League remains one of the biggest stages in the world. The club has a passionate fan base, an iconic stadium, and enormous potential. But action is needed. Clear direction is needed. Above all, commitment from the owners. Because if Newcastle loses its way now, it could be a long time before it regains what's been won. At the end of the day, the game will go on. And as always, those who will keep believing, demanding, and supporting are the fans. The same fans who once dreamed of titles and prominence when their club was bought by one of the richest funds on the planet. The same fans who today, caught between hope and frustration, ask, are we still the priority? If you believe Newcastle deserves more respect, more investment, more transparency, then this is the place for you. Subscribe now, leave your comment, and share with a mate who lives the club just as passionately. Here, we speak the truth. Here we live Newcastle.